Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to learn some phrasal verbs. But first, let's talk about these words. Recently I made a video about the pronunciation of these words. Puddle, paddle, pedal and pedal. Let's show a clip. It's not raining anymore. But there's something on the ground. What is this? I'm walking in a puddle. This is a puddle. Because it rained earlier, now there's a puddle on my porch. So now I'm in the same spot and we're going to see what happened to that puddle. Let's go check. I'm here on my front porch where I live, and right here there was a puddle. Let's see. It's not there anymore. The puddle is gone. What happened to the puddle? Well, the puddle evaporated. Evaporate in the present, in the past, evaporated. The puddle evaporated. It's not there anymore. It went up into the air. That's the verb evaporate. Evaporate in the present, in the past, evaporated. Let's practice. What happened to the puddle? Did it evaporate? That's right, the puddle evaporated. Or I can use this phrasal verb, dry up. I cannot just say dry, I have to say dry up. I have to use the phrasal verb, dry up. So, dry up in the present, in the past, dried up. The puddle dried up. Pronounce that d sound, dried, dried, dried up. The puddle dried up. I cannot just say the puddle dried, I have to say the puddle dried up. Let's practice. What happened to the puddle? Did the puddle dry up? That's right, the puddle dried up. We use this phrasal verb when we talk about water evaporating. You can use it for rivers or lakes. Example, there was a river here, but it's gone. There's no more river because the river dried up. Let's practice. What happened to the river? Did the river dry up? That's right, the river dried up. And this is a lake. And the people don't want the lake to dry up. They need the water. Let's practice. Do the people want the lake to dry up? That's right, the people don't want the lake to dry up. Now let's talk about this. This is a towel. Pronunciation, towel. Towel. Make the ow sound plus the dark L, towel. This is a towel. And what do you do with the towel? You dry off. Another phrasal verb. We don't say I dry myself or I dry my body. No, we say dry off. I need to dry off. Give me a towel because I need to dry off. Example, he's wet. He needs a towel. Why does he need a towel? He needs a towel to dry off. Let's practice. Why does he need a towel? Does he need a towel to dry off? That's right, he needs a towel to dry off. What about the verb dry? Do I always have to use a phrasal verb, dry up, dry off? No, you can use dry. For example, you dry fruit. You can dry grapes and they turn into raisins. So raisins are dried grapes. Not dried up, not dried off, just dried. Raisins are dried grapes. Let's practice. What are raisins? Are raisins dried grapes? That's right, raisins are dried grapes. And these are prunes. And prunes are dried plums. So these are plums. And these are prunes. And again, prunes are dried plums. Let's practice. What are prunes? That's right, prunes are dried plums. And let me know what you think about prunes. Do you like prunes? Do they taste good? Leave it in the comments. Let me know what you think about prunes. Or maybe prune juice. I don't like it, but let me know what you think. So remember our vocabulary today. We learned evaporate and dry up. They mean the same thing. When water goes in the air, it disappears. And we learned dry off. You dry off with a towel. And we talked about dried fruit. So thanks for watching, and keep watching to practice more with real-life American English. Today we're learning an important phrasal verb, so let's get started. Today we're learning this phrasal verb, pay off. Pay off is when you finish paying for something. When you make payments over time and when you finish, you say pay off. Or if you have a loan. If you have a loan, you need to pay off the loan. And if you have a loan, you can say you have debt. Remember, with debt, the B is silent. Do not say debt. It's debt. Silent B. You need to pay off your loan or you need to pay off your debt. It's the same thing. It's when you borrow money. Example, if you have a credit card, you need to pay off your credit card. He needs to pay off his credit card. He needs to pay everything so he doesn't have any debt. He needs to pay off his credit card. Let's practice. Does he need to pay off his credit card? That's right, he needs to pay off his credit card. And pay off is a separable phrasal verb. That means if you have a pronoun, you have to separate and put the pronoun in the middle. Example, it. Pay it off. I cannot say pay off it. I have to put it in the middle and say pay it off. Now the T in it is between vowels. So we change it to a fast D and we say pay it off. Pay it off. So I can say he needs to pay off his credit card, or I can use the pronoun it and say he needs to pay it off. He needs to pay it off as soon as possible. Example, he has a balance on his credit card and he needs to pay it off as soon as possible. Let's practice. He has a balance on his credit card. Does he need to pay it off as soon as possible? That's right. He needs to pay it off as soon as possible. And if we change the verb to the past, pay in the past, paid. Paid it off. In the past, he paid it off. Example, he bought a car, but he had to make payments for a long time, and he finally paid it off. No more payments. He finished paying. He finished making the payments. He paid it off. He finally paid it off. Let's practice. Did he finally pay it off? That's right, he finally paid it off. And this guy, he had a loan, but he finally paid it off. He finished paying off the loan. He finished paying off his debt. So I can say he finally paid it off. Let's practice. Did he finally pay off his loan? That's right, he finally paid off his loan. Did he finally pay it off? That's right, he finally paid it off. It took a long time, but he paid it off. No more debt. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.